The War of the Israeli Left Against the Jewish State. Following the crushing defeats of the Arab armies that attacked Israel in 1967 and 1973, anti-Israel forces, led by Great Britain and the Soviet Union, concluded that destroying the Jewish state militarily was impossible. They therefore chose a different tactic, strangling Israel under the guise of the so-called peace process. Britain assigned a key role in implementing this tactic to the Socialist International, which it controlled and which included the Israeli left-wing parties, Labour Party Avoda and Social Democratic Party Meretz. A special mission in this project was to be carried out by the leader of the Israeli left, Shimon Peres, who in 1978 was elected vice president of the Socialist International. The Soviet Union, for its part, focused its efforts on legitimizing the terrorist Palestine Liberation Organization and its leader Yasser Arafat, preparing the latter for the role of a full participant in future negotiations. The third link in this coalition was the Israeli left, which launched a campaign to transform public consciousness. They sought to convince Israeli citizens that peace was possible only through negotiations with terrorists and unilateral concessions. It took the left 2 decades to raise a generation of Israelis who were educated in the spirit of pacifism and a willingness to make unilateral concessions. The left's rise to power in 1992 marked the beginning of the imposed on society peace process, whose consequences Israel still feels today. On September 13, 1993, representatives of the Israeli left and Yasser Arafat signed the Oslo Accords, a document that became a tragic turning point in the history of Israel. The Norwegian Labour Party, one of the most anti-Israeli forces within the Socialist International, played a significant role in the preparation of these agreements. Under the Oslo Accords, the left brought Yasser Arafat and his 50,000-strong army of terrorists from Tunisia to Israel and created for him the Palestinian Authority as a prototype of a future Palestinian state. Once in Israel, Arafat began doing what he did best: terror. During the terrorist war known as the Oslo War, in the first 5 years after the signing of the Accords, the number of Israelis killed by Arafat's terrorists exceeded the figures for the previous 15 years. In total, in the 15 years since the signing of the Oslo Accords, approximately 1,470 Israelis have been killed, which, in terms of population, is equivalent to approximately 33,000 deaths in Russia or 67,000 in the United States. For his services in undermining the security of the State of Israel, Shimon Peres was generously rewarded by forces hostile to the Jewish state. In 1994, together with Yasser Arafat, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. In 1999, he was elected honorary president of the Socialist International. In 2008, Queen Elizabeth II made Peres an honorary Knight of the Grand Cross. In 2010, the Russian Foreign Ministry awarded him the title of Honorary Doctor of Moscow State Institute of International Relations. In 2012, Peres was awarded the title of Honorary Professor of the Russian Academy of Sciences. And in 2012, President Barack Obama awarded Peres the Medal of Freedom. Not content with the terrorist Oslo War that had been unleashed, the left initiated a unilateral withdrawal of Israeli troops from southern Lebanon in 2000, which led to the creation of a terrorist Hezbollah enclave on the northern border. The consequences were rocket attacks on northern Israel and 2 full-scale wars. Having eliminated security on the northern border, the left turned its attention to the south. In 2005, it withdrew Israeli troops and evacuated Jewish settlements from the Gaza Strip. This resulted in the establishment of a Hamas terrorist state, which systematically shelled southern Israel. This policy culminated in Hamas's attack on Israel on October 7, 2023, in which 1,200 Israeli citizens were killed. Conclusion: the result of the peacekeeping activities of the left was a semi-ring of terror that engulfed the State of Israel. In the north is Hezbollah, in the south is Hamas, in the east is Fatah, underground cells of Hamas and Islamic Jihad. In terms of security, the country has regressed to a situation reminiscent of 1949. Thus, the Israeli left's crimes against the Jewish people did not end with their shameful collaboration with the Nazis in the realization of the Holocaust. In the 1977 elections, the Israeli left suffered a defeat and found itself in opposition for the first time after 30 years of uninterrupted rule. However, instead of learning their lessons, they returned to their pernicious tendency to ally with those who dream of wiping the Jewish people off the face of the earth. Whereas their partners had once been the Nazis, today they have become radical Muslims, enemies more ruthless and cruel. A link to the text with sources is provided below this video. Thank you for your attention.